Hey, what's up, kayak anglers? So we're here in Virginia. You're watching Nauti fish. It's gonna be a little loud. I'm next to a freeway here and a freeway here, and it's probably not the most ideal setting for this, but it's close to home, and I was able to get y'all something today. So I was trying to figure out what to talk about. I got a couple other videos I posted. Today I'm gonna quickly just I did a walkthrough before of my Hobie Revo, but there have been some people talking about what kind of kayak to get, and so for a lot of new beginner kayakers, they just want to see what I have set up and why. Maybe this will give you an idea of what you might want to look for, and who knows, maybe it'll help you find something. You don't have to get a Hobie Revo. I tell you, this is what I want. I always encourage all anglers to really get into something they prefer: the color style, the how heavy it is, how fast it is, how stable it is. If you're just fishing little ponds, fishing little lakes, then probably you don't need anything really heavy. If you're fishing something really extreme, like a river, then you're gonna need a specific specialized kayak for that environment. If you're offshore, if you're going to Chesapeake Bay Bridge, if you're going to hit some big swells, then you might want something maybe a little longer, a little ideal for it, maybe a 15-footer, 13-footer, things like that. Something that breaks the wake so it doesn't cause you to turn left and right really easy. So if you got a 9-foot kayak, 8-foot kayak, maybe even a 10-foot, you might struggle a little bit going through some of the big waves and things like that. So just little things to think about. There's a lot to really consider when you're buying your first kayak, and I do not want to be the one to tell you what you should get. However, I do want to get you an idea of what I got. What we're looking at right here is a Hobie Revolution 13. It's a about 13.25 kayak. It's long, it's narrow, and the reason I like the narrow is, if you can see over here, this is my Jeep. I actually put my kayak on top of my Jeep, all right, and that's the Vibe skipjack. And I'll tell you real quick, if you look at this kayak, how long that is, and then you look at this kayak over here, it's kind of short, all right. The reason I got two kayaks, one, that was for my son to take him to do more small lake fishing, things like crappie fishing. So I wasn't really taking him extreme. If he decides that he wants to go and fish with me offshore, we're not taking that guy. Only because it's not stable enough. The Vibe itself makes great kayaks. So that's a Vibe model kayak. It's a 9-footer. The reason I wouldn't take it offshore is just because of the stress that you'll get when you're trying to paddle forward, and the kayaks with any wind and wake, it's gonna want to go left and right. It's gonna just be frustrating. But that's a stable kayak. So if you're looking for something stable, safe, something for your kids or yourself, that's a great kayak, okay? And I'll give you maybe some links and resources to places y'all can look for to get that if you're in Virginia. Other states, y'all got your own little kayak shops. But for me, I can give y'all some pointers on that. All right, back to the kayak. You're gonna see I have a fish finder right here. This fish finder is mounted with the ram ball. Let me see if I can show you what the ram ball looks like. All right, so it's a ram ball right here. When I turn this, these two ram balls here allow me to adjust it in any angle that I need, okay? I have a hatch here. This hatch, when I open it, I can just throw my battery inside it. It's really simple, no drilling. And literally, when I turn it, it comes right out. Y'all see that? So it's a ram ball. Ram ball makes great products. If you're a Jeep owner, ram ball is great. If you're a motorcyclist, things like that, if you own your own boat, you might benefit from a lot things like this for a ram ball. All right, and then this right here, I'll tell you, I think this is a YakGear. Yeah, so Yak Attack makes these. One thing I like about this is a transducer for my fish finder. This is what tells me how deep the water is, what the temperature is, and I use this. It's these little screws here, these little H rails. They slide in to this gear track, which is great for me because if I don't want it on my left side or my right side, if you're a left side caster or right caster for your hand, then you might want to adjust where your transducer is. You just turn this knob, it sits in place so it doesn't move, and then you can easily, with this little latch right here, once you pop it open, see how it's popped open? It goes right onto wherever you want it. I can angle it one way, angle it another way, and then bam, lock it in place, doesn't come out. It's really simple. And then all I do is turn these knobs and these go up and down. Secure it, turn the knob again, it doesn't go anywhere. So Yak Attack makes this, Ramball makes this, and the Lawrence company makes the fish finder. This is my hook too. I'd say there's a ton of fish finders out there. You can find the ones that y'all like, but they could be as simple as $200, $100 some dollars, all the way up to thousands. All right. What else do we have in the kayak? So we got a lot of stuff in here. All right. I got another ram mount. Again, back on the gear track. I put my phone on here. These spread apart. My phone goes right in the middle. And then these straps go over my phone so that if I bump it or hit it, it doesn't pop my phone off. Because that's the last thing we want, right? And you can move it in different directions. Because that is a Ramball. Great stuff. You can see in the back I have my rod holders, right? This is, again, a Yak Attack rod holder. And you got some other ones right there too. Some older models. I like these older models because I can move them in any direction. And I just love that tube look, okay? But again, they're in the gear tracks. So there's a ton of, I'm not gonna go into detail on those rod holders. Just know there's a ton of them, all right? A ton of freaking styles you can add to these gear tracks. I added this gear track to this Revo. I added the one that's back there to it, and there's 4 of them total. You can see one right here. I use the screws for this one, and then I use a rivet gun for those back there. And I tell you, they add like reinforced to my hull and my kayak. They add reinforcement, so when I put this on the Jeep, it doesn't break it as much. You know, it doesn't damage it. I've had this kayak for 2 years, put it through hell. Those that know me know I freaking have it on the Jeep the whole time. Like every day, it's on my Jeep. It's not recommended if you want to take care of your kayak for I guess prolonged use, but I use it every day. So if I'm using it every day, this is all I could do. Okay, what else do I got? So on here, you're gonna see that I have a carabiner attached to just a 550 cord on my loops, and then I have retractable lanyards. Okay, these retractable lanyards I got from a dive shop. All right, just got from a dive shop. If you look here, like most of them are Scuba Pro. This is North American Rescue, but these are what do you call it? You can get it from Scuba Pro, and different type of companies make these. And then some of them even clip off. You can clip them off right here. I'm gonna drop it. Oh, hold on. Okay, magic, bam. Oh, it actually dropped in my hole. All right, I got some stainless steel needle nose. All right, because you never know what you need this for. And then I got some stainless steel scissors. Oh, this guy coming in with a boat, guys. Let me get out of the way. All right, we had somebody just launch his boat, and I'm in a spot right here where people are launching boats, so hopefully don't have another one. All right, we just talked about the rod holders. These type right here are my favorite because I could adjust them in different angles that I like. Same with these, just like my transducer mount. This here easily clips off. I'm gonna clip this off, show y'all. Boom, comes right off. I can adjust it from different angles and just clip it back in and it locks right in. It's that simple. So yeah, these gear tracks are awesome. So if your kayaks already come with them, or you're looking at kayaks and they have a gear track and you're like, huh, what are those for? This is what they're for. You're gonna like them. For me, I have a foam, nice iComfort C from Hobie. I like how they air up with you air them up, this here, nice and fluffy, good for my tushy. And then my back's good for my my disabled back here. So yeah, they say jump out of planes, it'll be cool. Nope, hurt myself. All right, guys, what else do I got? Inside here, let's see if y'all can see that. Ugh. My little box here. My nice 911 custom lures, spin baits. I like that. Yeah. So I keep this stuff inside here. Again, that's gear tracked in. If I want to take it out, all I do is screw it. Bam, comes right out. Look underneath it. And let me tell you, when I got this holder, it didn't have the little H screw down there. It didn't have that. I actually just drilled a hole and bought those screws. You can go to the kayak stores and find those screws. It was pretty simple. All right, what else do I got here? I keep a measuring board, fish measuring board, just several of them that are approved if you're in the KBF tournaments, which stands for kayak bass fishing tournaments, you're gonna need that catch board. But there's still a lot of groups are still using these yak sticks, which is one of my favorites because they just pop out, they float, and yes, there's specific ways you gotta take your picture of your fish. Fish has to face left with its mouth closed. Tail can't be off the board. Your hands can't be inside the gills. Just a bunch of little things you can think about. And if you're getting into those tournaments, just make sure you're asking people and reading the rules about them. It just helps a little bit. Because I've had fish disqualified this month alone that would help me out. And yeah. Okay, what else do I got? I got a net. I'll show you this net. Nothing crazy. The only thing I will say is it's that rubber type net. There's different type of rubber nets. The reason I go with rubber is because it makes it easy to not get so tangled in there. But a rubber net. All right, what else do I have? Rubber net. Oh, stringer. A lot of guys talk about how do you hold your fish, keep your fish from, you know, if you catch something you want to keep. So I do a couple things. I keep this not because I keep my fish, but when you're trying to take a picture of a big bass or something and you don't want to hurt the bass by holding it out of the water too long, what I'll do is, let me see if I can pop this out. I'll open this stringer right here. I'll pop this open into the gills, let it, leave it in the water. I'll get my my kayak seat all set up with my board out and my fish ID. I'll show what a fish ID looks like. So something like this. All right, it'll have an identifier. One of these identifiers, they represent the tournaments I'm in, okay? Sometimes people are in multiple tournaments because some people will take a picture of a fish and that fish can be towards several tournaments, okay? So that's what I do with this. I put the fish in there, leave it in the water, let it get healthy while I'm getting ready and I get my stuff ready. All right, and the 550 cord is just a nylon. Anything that's waterproof or that won't get all messed up when you're doing salt or fresh water is stuff I look at. It has a floaty, so it keeps the fish upright rather than dangling on the bottom of the ground and you're just messing up the fish and him just traumatizing him. Oh, man, hopefully that didn't mute y'all. I think my finger was over the mic. All right, hopefully that didn't mess it up. I'm not gonna go through the video and check, but hopefully it didn't mess up. But all right, what else do I got? Paddle. I don't know how to talk about a paddle, but I will say this. If you are a paddler and you want to have a good paddle and not be stressed out and you plan to be on the water for about 2 to 3 hours or more, you might want to look at getting a paddle that is very light. They make light ones, all right? So Warner makes good paddles. I'll probably maybe put on the link later for some stores that can sell them. Here, Appomattox, Oak Tree, Wild Rivers, Great Provisions, all those stores locally here sell them. But I mean, all y'all's kayak stores have the ability to get y'all great paddles. All right, what else do we have? I have a telescopic paddle. This one, I can actually just keep it in my Jeep. It's really small, but I bring it just for an emergency or a backup. All right, what else do I have? You're gonna look back there. I have a Rail Blaza pole. Let's see what we got here with that. All right, this is Rail Blaza right here. Why do I like Rail Blaza? It easily locks in place so it doesn't come out. Press the little button right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. I press that and it comes right out, okay? If you look inside this Rail Blaza, there's little links, okay? This is one little link and another link. It has 3 different pole links. So let me show you what I mean. All right, there's one link here and another one to make 2. There's 2 bars. There's one more bar so you can go even higher, all right? This light, let's say I didn't want this. Let's say I'm gonna go under that bridge over there. You see that bridge? Let's say I'm gonna go under that bridge and this pole's too big. I'm gonna pop it out and I'm just gonna put my light on. Ugh. Sorry, I got the flag in the way. All right, bam, not gonna go anywhere. That's it, took my light on. Clips it back in. I'm just gonna put it right back here. I'm gonna lock it in place and then, bam, locked in place. And then what I'm gonna do next, and I'm gonna say, check out Yakinawa. That's one of my Okinawa groups. All right, just kidding, but yeah. Yeah, look at that, woo! man, Odie's. This is back in Japan, guys. This is one of my old groups right here, the Okinawa. All right, what else do I got? Oh, I got a cooler. All right, in this cooler, let me show you what's inside this cooler. Ugh. What's in my cooler? Hey, can y'all guess what's inside here? If you said beer, you're close, but not today. All right, what do we got? I keep a bunch of plastics, all right? The plastics change. If I'm doing saltwater, you have saltwater plastics. If I'm doing freshwater, you have freshwater plastics. It changes, that comes in and out. Second, what I got a lot of times some kind of container with top water jigs, top water like jerk baits and things like that. So y'all can see that. Whopper ploppers in there. I will never have as much as my buddy Ricky Jones. He got like a billion of them. All right, and what else do I got here? Another one. I don't know if y'all can see this one. All right, I'm not gonna open it, but I'll tell you. Inside it is a bunch of hooks, weights, things that I normally would change out a leader or a rig really quick. That would be in there. So I normally keep 2 of those. And let me show you real quick in my Jeep. All right, I'm gonna show you what I keep in my Jeep only because some people always go, hey, what do I bring out with me when I'm kayak fishing? Okay. I have 2 of these containers, all right? One container is saltwater and one container is freshwater. One of the sides is like a lot of the big things, all the plastics on one of the sides. On the other side will be all the hooks and all the things for saltwater. And then on the other one would be vice versa, it would be all freshwater. So that's my main backup gear. So if I'm gonna go saltwater, I open up one of those tackle boxes, get what I need, and then I load up my kayak. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Okay, just one more thing I'm looking at right now. My grippers. Let me show you those grippers real quick. Okay, got some grippers. Okay, these grippers here, I like them because they were a Texas color. You know me, and the red, white, and blue. Y'all know me, I'm a veteran supporter here. I love support our vets. So I like American colors and veteran colors and things like that. But the big thing about those is, let me just make sure I'm not covering my mic. All right. If you're catching a fish and you really need to use them, use them. But I've had a lot of people get really upset that when I used them, I could have probably put a hole in the fish's mouth, or they tell me they damaged the fish. Mind you, I catch and release all my fish. So for the most part, at least I'm doing that. But and most kayak anglers are at least putting a hook in the mouth. So I'm just kind of seeing a double standard there. But I will say this, I do care to listen to other people's opinions. I do care to protect our environment, our fish, and to be kind to nature. When I found out that was possibly damaging or hurting fish, I try really hard not to use those, okay? So only use them if you need them. I've used them. I've actually taken these here. And you see that this rubber elastic part? I've actually put it on my, where's it at? Okay. This is my anchor trolley. I'm gonna talk about that park pole in a little bit. So I've actually taken this, I've actually put this through my anchor trolley, and I've actually done a lark set where I went through this and then I pulled it so that I can't do it right now with one hand because I'm not a gymnast. But then you use this to clip onto another kayaker or clip onto a tree, and this becomes an anchor for you as well. Another thing that you'll get is this park pole, okay? This is just a pole. And you're gonna say, man, I can make my own. You probably can. If you're an astronaut, you might be good at that. All right. So, I am no longer 5'9". I lost 3 inches off my height, so I'm a midget. As a midget, and no offense to midgets, because I'll tell you right now, everybody's awesome. So, but I'm not this tall, all right? But this is about 6 feet. I wish I was 6 feet, but I'm not no more, all right? I used to be in my head. This is a cushion so I can grab and shove and help walk through like weeds and low stuff. This right here has some little notches so I can push down really hard when I'm shoving this nice big black rod into the ground. And then it does have a little hole, which you can clip a little rings to and things like that. It floats, which is cool. So if I accidentally lose it, it will float. And it's made of what, I don't know what it's made of, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's made of awesomeness, but it doesn't seem to corrode really quickly. I've done saltwater and freshwater, had it for over a year, got it from Hampton Appomattox River Company, and it's been doing great. It's a little pricey though. All right guys, last thing before I jet. I don't know, I think we covered everything. All right, y'all pretty much saw my kayak. I like the narrow type. It's not as stable as the wider ones, but it's fast, so that's what I like, and it's lighter, which is what I like. I put it on my Jeep. All right, guys, if y'all got any questions, please drop me a comment and let me know what you think. Deuces. Let's watch this beautiful release here.